You ever walk into a store and wonder how the exact thing you wanted, in your size, is just there, waiting for you? Well, it's not magic. It's this invisible, super high-stakes journey that happens millions of times a day for the world's biggest brands. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that secret journey.
It all boils down to this one critical question. The answer isn't just some lucky guess. It's a powerful, elegant process that prevents empty shelves and, just as importantly, warehouses that are overflowing with stuff nobody wants. It has to work perfectly, millions of times a day.
So picture this. A warehouse in New York is totally packed, ceiling high, with the hottest new sneakers. Meanwhile, a store out in Los Angeles just sold its very last pair. This is what we call the billion-dollar shuffle. It's this constant, massive challenge for any big company trying to keep its inventory balanced.
But, it's not as simple as just throwing a box on a truck. For a global company, that single box is a financial asset that has to be tracked. The system needs to know where it is, who owns it, and exactly when it's going to arrive, all in real time. It's a huge logistical and financial puzzle.
So how do they actually solve this puzzle? Well, there's the simple way, which is kind of like just hoping for the best. And then there's the smart move, using a process that was built from the ground up for this exact challenge. Let's look at the difference.
So on one hand, you have the hopeful way. A simple transfer is like mailing a package with no tracking number. It's gone, and you just cross your fingers and hope it shows up. If it gets lost, poof, it's a financial black hole. But the smart way uses something called a stock transport order, or STO as everybody calls it. And it's a total game changer. It creates an official internal order, making that item visible to everyone. It's like a fully documented passport for that product's entire journey.
All right, so let's actually follow one item on its journey using the stock transport order as our map. This is where a simple request turns into a perfectly executed, totally traceable delivery.
Before we start, you got to know this key term, stock in transit. Now, this isn't just some vague status like shipped. It's a specific accounting state. The company still owns the product, right? But it's not in the warehouse anymore, and it's not in the store yet. It's on the truck, and the system knows it.
And this lays out the 4 key moments perfectly. First, the LA store creates the formal order. This kicks everything off. Second, the warehouse in New York gets the green light to go pick and pack those sneakers. Third, and this is the magic moment, the truck leaves and the item status flips to stock in transit. Finally, the truck arrives, that box gets scanned, and boom, the sneakers are now officially part of the LA store's inventory. So clean and completely traceable from start to finish.
Okay, but here's where it gets a little more interesting, because not all moves are the same. Moving an item between 2 warehouses in the same state, that's pretty straightforward. But moving it overseas between 2 different legal arms of the company, say from the US division to the UK division, well, that's a whole different ballgame.
The key thing to understand here is how the company is legally structured. If it's all within the same legal company, we call that intra-company. It's basically like moving a couch from your living room to your bedroom. No money changes hands, it's just moving your own stuff around. But if it's intercompany, it's more like selling that couch to your cousin who lives abroad. It's still kind of in the family, but it requires a formal sale, an official price, and a real invoice.
Now, because this process connects everything, purchasing, sales, shipping, a tiny little data error can bring the whole thing to a grinding halt. But the good news is, a smart system is designed to catch these problems before they turn into major headaches. So you might see an error message that looks super cryptic and confusing, just like this one. And your first thought is, what on earth does that mean? But what the system is really telling you is actually pretty simple. It's basically saying, hey, I'm missing a piece of the puzzle. So the problem is, the system can't figure out how to ship the item. And why not? Well, it's usually because some tiny detail is missing in the master data. The fix is just to make sure the system knows everything it needs to, like maybe this specific item needs a forklift to load it, or that the store it's going to only gets shipments on daily trucks. You complete the data, and that roadblock just vanishes.
So we've been deep in the weeds with the orders, the tracking, even the error messages. Let's zoom back out and connect this whole process to the world that you and I see every single day.
I mean, this is so much more than just a piece of software. The stock transport order process is really the hidden engine, the central nervous system that powers all of modern retail. It is the reason you can walk into a store in London and find a product that was made in Vietnam and was sitting in a warehouse in Germany just last week.
And this isn't some niche specialized tool. Get this, an estimated 99% of the top manufacturing and retail brands in the world rely on a robust, integrated process just like this one.
It is, without a doubt, the industry standard for moving goods efficiently and reliably on a global scale.
So we've seen how this amazing process literally keeps our world stocked and running, but it all hinges on one single thing: accurate data. Which leaves us with a final, really important question to think about. In a world this connected, what are the real consequences when the data that runs everything is wrong?